Okay, so I alluded to this in my last video. My next series is going to be on chorus. Uh, and let's just dive right in. This is the pedal that kind of inspired this series. This is the newest, so I guess I'll go newest from oldest to me. This is the Maxon Stereo Chorus CS550, as you can read for yourself. I don't know why I'm even saying this. The knobs say that. This, I guess, needs a little clarification. That's delay time. I'm not going to go into how chorus works. Probably the best explanation of that I've heard was, unsurprisingly, that pedal show. Dan goes through, as he is wont to do, and I think they all but break out a whiteboard. Maybe they do break out a whiteboard and show the waves, or they do this or something. Anyway, go watch that eventually to basically understand better what delay time actually means relative to a chorus pedal. Because I'm not going to bother explaining that. But this is an incredible pedal. This is the one that's on my board now. These knobs are super interactive in a way that can annoy people, which I understand, but it's also one of those things, I think I've said it before, like with analog pedals, like the settings that you kind of stumble upon can often be your favorite ones. That sort of, people talk about this with pickups a lot, the sort of magic, or wah pedals, the sort of magic that occurs with mistakes, really, either in the, pot tolerances or with pickups, like the too many whines, changing the sound. Either way, again, it's the happy accident mentality, and this pedal really leaves room for that. It doesn't really sound bad in any setting. Obviously, full up. When I first got this, I put a couple clips on my Instagram. Plug. Not really. Anyway, a couple where, with all the knobs timed, I wouldn't call it bad, not just to be relativistic and non-committal. It's just, it's less usable. I will say that for sure. But, at all sort of reasonable positions on the knobs, it sounds good. But then just the way they interact, things can just get surprisingly awesome. So, incredible pedal. It also has this trim pot right here that is a mix control that I actually haven't changed, and this will probably annoy some, but I'm not going to change it in the demo either, because it just sounds so good where it is. I don't want to tempt fate. So that's that. It is stereo, obviously. So this is a problem I've addressed in, I think, the Fuzz series. It didn't take long. It was pretty tedious, but it was just overall a pain peeling gunk off of the back of a pedal. It was this weird foamy stuff that I'm sure would do its job, its supposed job of being put on the floor. Stop. And that's all I'm going to say about that, again, redundantly. Going back in time now to the MXR microchorus. I'm not going to do individual pedal demos for these choruses. I may do one just on the Maxon stereo chorus, but I'm not going to go through. This isn't going to be, a 4-part series like with fuzz and reverb, because I'm trying not to just pad my channel and do 12-minute videos on every little thing. If I end up with more subscribers and people actually like that, maybe I'll then go back through in depth. But this one, for one thing, that's why I bring it up. This one already has one. If you want to dig back in my older videos, it's not a great demo by any stretch of the imagination, but it does go more in depth. And I would say more in depth than most videos on this pedal in particular. Obviously, it's only one knob, but I know like the MXR video on this, I love a lot about those videos, especially when they first started putting a lot of effort into like the cinematography and stuff. But it's just moving on. All this is, I think video feedback. Anybody? I'm a little easily amused. Anyway, all this is an Electro-Harmonix small clone rehoused by that same friend of mine that I've referred to a couple times before, who used to build pedals for funsies, and this I think was the first thing I had him do for me. I love, I think I've said before in other videos, the EHX small clone, just the old, not even necessarily old, vintage old, but just the big box version of small clone is pound for pound pretty much my favorite chorus that I've ever played through, which I'll discuss comparing them more. But the wedge-shaped pedal motif that EHX is kind of famous for a little bit, it doesn't work once it's another just sort of casualty of its time. Like, it works really well on the floor, but once you have it up on a pedal board, actually this is a good example. So, on the floor here, you want an angled surface so your foot can, it's just kind of that much more ergonomic. But with the old EHX boxes, it's like that. That's not an exaggeration. So when you put that up on the top row of a pedal board, of the sort of the standard pedal board these days, you end up with 6-7 inches off the floor, which the pedal board bag just doesn't accommodate. So had him rehouse it, then eventually had him take out the depth switch. Oh my gosh, sorry. Had him take out the depth switch and put in a depth knob. Another thing, I don't know why EHX has never done that. I would buy, if they did the small clone in this kind of format with a depth knob for $70, I would buy one at ASAP. But they don't. Moving on. So I think that's it for this intro video. Let's see, do I need any more close-ups? Close-ups. Meh. Everybody, it's an MXR pedal. You know what it's like. And then this guy, sparkly, reflective, and sparkly. You might actually be able to see that better. I'm just kind of showing this off now because I think it's cool. Found a company online that I'll link in the description that does pre-finished enclosures, and this is kind of a, I thought chorus appropriate, kind of a chameleonic, sparkly finish. I'm just wasting so much time. So yeah, these are coming up next. I will compare them against each other, and if there's basically any response to this effect, I will do this one. I will do an individual video for this one later if anybody wants it. But in the meantime, stay tuned. It's gonna get chorusy. I don't know what that means. Chorus battle!